All right, boys, this is episode one of the Esquadron podcast. We're gonna talk about what we think happens after death and so on and so forth. All right, let's keep it rolling. So, I'll start off. For me, it's always been like my beliefs are directly correlated to my parents. So they're like, you believe in Jesus. So I'm like,
True for like 90% of people.
yeah, so I believe in Jesus, but then again, I had this discussion with my parents. Like I told them, I'm not sold on the idea of like a higher power because in my opinion, I believe I see science and that is fact. And all these stories, they could be like some random like crackhead just like saw some dude swimming and he thinks he's walking on water. But
Hmm.
you
The
guys can
only
ch
I
proof,
heard
bro. The
I heard
only
a
proof
theory that a lot of religions are based off people that are high and they just
on shrooms.
they like psychedelics and they during their trips they feel like it's spiritual, like it's like God
Um,
talking to them, like showing them something. So like that's where a lot of like these like stories come from. People say.
A lot of people with psychedelics, they like talk about like going to like another dimension, and some of them is like they are able to see their higher power when they have like these trips and these psychedelic times. They think that they're gonna like they see the true meaning of life and stuff like that. I think that's what you mean by like the spiritual part of it.
bro, all I know is that the only proof I have of a God is that if I don't pray before I go to sleep, I get nightmares.
Mm.
That's the only fact I have.
What kind of
Only
nightmare?
proven evidence, bro. Scary ones,
bruh,
like the ones that make me shake when I wake up. Like, I'm not even
That
capping.
doesn't happen to like
No,
anybody.
I
Like
know
a
that
lot of
happens to me.
All right,
So
so
that's
in
why I pray.
what's it called? I remember like when I was little, like I played for like a basketball team and they were Christian, whatever, that doesn't matter. But we always had like a sermon after practice or whatever, and
Empowering people in Christianity.
shut, you're gonna dox it. Uh, so basically the coach, like I remember this the one thing the coach was like for all the people who like tell you religion isn't real, in the Bible it states that God took one rib from man and gave it to woman, and that's why men have one less rib than women. Like if that's the actual
what?
how it works. Like if you look at a human skeleton, the male skeleton will have one less rib than the human skeleton.
Wait, wait, what? The human skeleton will have one less rib than the human
The,
skeleton?
the male skeleton will have
Oh,
one less rib than the female skeleton.
is that true?
Yeah, I think. I haven't looked it up,
Well,
but
why didn't why didn't God just give equal ribs to everyone?
I don't know. Why don't you ask him?
Why
So
didn't he just like duplicate one of Adam's ribs?
So
Uh,
in school they teach you about like science, right? They teach you that science is like the base of like everything. So in science class they teach me that the universe was created from the Big Bang, all right? So you know how like it's just a condensed mass and it just exploded into our like the ever expanding galaxy.
mhm.
Like that makes sense because there's traces of like the same elements throughout the galaxy. But like can you explain to me how like in the Bible, it's just like this guy in the sky who's just like
You can't explain it. That's the whole point, though,
it's
because like
exactly what I'm
Well,
religion
saying.
is based on faith, and like
yeah,
faith is depending on the people, and so like it's if they believe it or not. So all these stories, like the story of like creation in 7 days that we were taught as Catholics, is different from like all like other religions. It just depends. But then they're told to believe it because then if they believe, then they'll be able to reach like afterlife, which is heaven, depending on like what you believe. But it's kind of like bro, like don't even question me because if you question me, like you're going to the bad place. Like it's that kind of mentality. So they just overlook like the logic side of it.
Bro, that's crazy to me. Like thinking of it, like imagine if science is like law and like that's actually how it works and like all these people who have come before us, they just like blindly follow like a religion that like turns out to be nothing and they base their whole life off of a religion that just like leads them to do like stuff that they wouldn't have done like without it and like that just blows my mind.
tough.
what do you
So,
what do you guys think happens like after you die? Like actually, what do you guys believe?
I
We
want to
just
believe that there's an afterlife,
I
but
want to believe in resurrection.
I don't
But
know.
like, but that's not even Catholic though, because afterlife just like chilling in like a white cloud heaven. No, are
Yeah,
you saying
but
like we come back as like an iguana, or what are you saying?
Wait,
I mean, not necessarily. I just feel like, bro, there's just nothing to it. That's just what I like. This is what I want.
You personally, like,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
want it to be resurrection,
I want it
like
to
you
be
want to keep it
yeah,
alive.
like, bro, you come back and boom,
as
you're
a new
living a
person.
whole new life.
Yeah,
Like I could
I
have
want
been like I before me right now, born in the 2000s. Before me, bro, I could have been like sailing the ocean blue, but I just don't know it right now. But like back then, I knew it, and I was the shit, low key.
Mm.
That's what I want to believe. Sounds cool to me.
And like
but
to
I feel like that's the kind of the same thing as dying. Nothing happens because you forget everything that happens. Either way,
Yeah.
to
it's like
me,
it's kind of the same thing for you if there like if you resurrect or if you nothing happens after life.
it seems like blue for me to like believe that just like one day, like the day you die, what's up? Everything just goes black. Like that's just crazy to think.
Yeah, that's what I guess I subconsciously think about it. Like when I die, everything's just gonna go black. But I also know of all like not these other possibilities, but these other ideas of what could happen. But I guess the main one that creeps into my head is just everything going lights out. But also deteriorating like on your way to death. I feel like that's gonna be even more of like a burden. Like that's gonna be tougher to live through
Yeah,
because you just forget everything once you die, right? But like if you get sick or something, or if you have like if you don't just die of old age, like I feel like that would be the
oh,
toughest part.
it's dying early. I feel like
My
It's like
mom, go ahead, go ahead.
it's like if you die, bro, I want to at least be able to like look like at everything after I'm dead. You know,
yeah,
because
like
if not,
see
that's kind of
how the
whack.
earth like progresses.
Yeah, or like the moment right after. Because if not, bro, then
Mm.
what's to me, bro? I'm just went black. For what?
Do you think you're like when you die, do you think like your soul like just goes upwards and like you're out of your body and you're just like looking down at yourself like while you're on your way up or on your way down depending on if you're a
That's
fuckboy?
that's what I would want to.
Oh, purgatory. ¿Te acuerdas?
Yeah, yeah. Uh that's kind of like what I was gonna talk about. So my
It's the
mom is
hotel
like
lobby.
she's like a spiritual like person, like always praying and like always lighting candles and stuff. And she was telling me the other day like you better like be good while you're alive because like if not and you have like unresolved things like you're just gonna be sent to wander the fucking earth like looking for like stuff to like I don't even know how to explain it like stuff to like get yourself into heaven like she said
Like God's gonna send you into like a
yeah you said
infinite world of work and like
yeah
basically hell. Like that's
it's like
like a wasteland. Like I don't know what
send
you're
she's gonna
saying.
send you to wander the earth like trying to find a way to like
Like I can see
salvage your
just
soul like
pick
that
you
just has
up
me
and
blue.
plop you in a desert and is like find your salvation or some shit.
Yeah, that has me blue.
Uh, I don't know.
What do you think hell's like, Elliot?
Oh well, I was just like about to say the Pope. He just said. Well, they said the Pope said that hell didn't exist, and then like the church like kind of like took it back or something like that. Something happened, but basically the Pope said that hell doesn't exist, and I kind of agree with that. Like if I were to say like I believed in like Christianity, like I don't think hell would exist.
Is that just something that you think you feel like you want to believe? Because a lot of like Catholicism and Christianity as a whole is like God isn't just like a nice guy. Like he's an enforcer. Like he's ruthless when he has to be
Really?
and nice when he has to be. Yeah, like
Well,
Jesus
I feel like it's
really
the opposite. Like he'll forgive you, like if you're actually like that's
but
what it's all about.
there's a lot of stuff of like
That's
Jesus like
that's
if you don't like he's like he's it, like sentence people or like taking shit away or there's a lot of let me see if I can I don't know if I can find examples but
I feel
basically we're
like
like he's ruthless when he has to be, and a
Yep.
lot more than you would expect.
Yeah, like I remember this quote. It's like he who causes my children to stumble is better for him to hang like a limestone around his neck and for him to be drowned in the depths of the sea. Like if you really think about it, some of the Bible verses are kind of fucked up. Like you feel me? Like that's kind of bleak for like God
How
to
do you,
say like if you corrupt my children, like you go fuck yourself. Like you can go kill yourself.
apparently recently, this is kind of a similar topic. Like they in the Bible, it was actually pedophile, the word that they were using, but then they switched it in like the 70s because they were like homophobic and they turned it to homosexuals. So all the quotes are like, a man shall not lay with another man is actually supposed to say like a man should not lay with a boy because in the Bible it's like men shouldn't be pedophiles. But like Europe and America changed that to homosexual because they were trying to like promote the idea of homophobia.
I
Hmm.
don't know. I feel like if anything, like those parts of the Bible are like don't come from God. Like they come from people who like wrote it. That like wanted people to believe that.
Yeah, and like there was a Roman emperor that,
I
like
don't.
was against homosexuality and like changed it,
Mm.
something like that.
I don't know.
Well,
I don't think the Bible is like the
do
whole
you
like,
do
all
you
the
think
truth.
God is for like? Do you think God like sends gay people to hell? Well, you don't even think hell
No.
exists.
Well, but if I don't think he punishes anybody really. But if he were to, then I don't think so. Well, I don't know.
I
If
mean, if he
I
doesn't
I just don't believe that he punishes people like that.
if he doesn't punish anyone, then like so you're just saying like that's basically just saying like the whole Catholic religion is just wrong because like that's what they like that's what their merit is like if you
In
don't abide by these rules then like you're gonna get fucked,
in
you're gonna
my
go to
I
head,
jail
feel like
or
my
fucking
head,
I don't think
hell.
that's the whole merit of it. I think the whole merit of it is that
heaven's not 50-50 though.
Jesus
Like
will forgive you.
I feel
Like
like it's more like 90-10, like 10% get into heaven, 10% like good people. Like you're not getting into heaven by
nah,
just
the
you get
the
life.
Pope is well, not only the Pope, but like the whole thing about like Christianity is that you will be forgiven.
Then what's the point of even opposing it?
Opposing it. What do you mean?
Like
But
they
that's if
oppose
you're like
homosexuality,
devout.
but what's the point of it if they just say like you know you'll be
Well, that's
forgiven.
no, that's what I said. That's why I said that I don't think that that part comes from like God. That's just like the people who wrote the Bible, like in trying to push homophobia.
Mm, that's a theory in itself actually.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying. I feel like homophobia was just trying to be like erased, but it was unsuccessful. Because now that's a whole movement.
All right, so I feel like we've stretched that topic out. Unless you guys want to say something, do you have something to say before I go to the next one?
Nah.
No. All right, so we're gonna move on to something a little less bleak. We're gonna talk about what you guys look for in a woman. What do you guys like? You can go first, whoever wants to jump in.
I'll go second.
Mine is super simple, so I'll go last.
mm, ass titties.
Okay, so
Uh,
I guess I'll go first. For me, it's like I don't know, like looks. I don't know if if I'm weird, but like looks like they're like good, but like I don't think they stimulate me the most. Like I feel like if I could choose between like a 6 with like a brain or like a 10 that's like dumb as fuck, I choose the 6 because like I don't know, I can't talk to like dumbass
for real.
girls. Like it
I
just
agree.
makes no sense to me. Like
Yeah, I
it literally
can't
just
talk
it
to
makes
bitches.
me like cringe. Like I'll be like, "Oh my God,
Yeah,
how are you this dumb?" Oh,
yeah.
and also they can't be 350 pounds. But
Damn, that's tough.
I agree. I agree with everything you said.
alright, alright, you go, Nick.
I feel like, yeah, my first thing was also gonna be intelligent. Like they have to like be understand and have to not be superficial. And I don't know. I would prefer, and this is like kind of deep because like all the things you said apply with me. So I'm just gonna like go even further. Like now this is like preferences on top of what you said. Probably that she speaks Spanish. Like then this is a very like small thing,
The
but
language of
it
love.
would be very helpful, and that would probably mean
What?
she's Latina.
How is
But
that helpful? Or how is that helpful?
because being bilingual is very helps in a lot of places. It's a very
Like,
useful
me?
tool, and like it opens up a lot of opportunities. And if we're both bilingual, it's
Oh,
just
Now you could talk shit about people and they can't understand.
hmm.
true.
And I was also gonna add on, like, what do you guys think about height? Like I'm pretty normal height, I'd say, but like, I want like the person, like I want my girlfriend or whatever the fuck to be like at least like 8 inches shorter than me, cause I don't want no fucking 5'7" bitch. Like what the fuck?
For
It is
me,
no problem. Like for Elliot and I, like it's
for
probably the
me,
same
well, no. If I was the same height, hell no. For me, it's like between like 5'6" and 5.
5 and 5'6".
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, me too. I agree with
I would
that.
probably like I don't know. Like I have no problem with 5'8". Like I have no
What?
5'8"?
problem with that
What? That's
No,
crazy.
because I'm still a few inches taller than her and it's fine and it works out.
Nah,
bro,
nah.
they're literally recruiting. She could be on the fucking Bulls. The Bulls
But
need a
if
center.
I want
What the
if I want a
fuck?
D1 little
That's like
man
a
to like
man.
jump,
That's a man.
but like but it's no problem because with heels then she's still not taller than me.
Still a man, bro.
Nah, bro. There's some women out there, Lee. I'm
I
telling you,
know.
when
Okay,
you're
yeah, yeah.
done
And you're
dealing with
tall.
these 5'6" little twigs,
Bro,
dwarves that you
five
like to
six,
mess with,
5'6".
like
How's
bro,
that small?
nah. But like the girls you deal with are not 5'6". They're shorter than that. But five
Well,
six is a
yeah.
broad range.
Yeah, what Nick says is like making sense because like supermodels, like those they have to be like a specific height. I think they have to be like 5'10" or like more
Like
because it's like
there's some
aesthetically
women out
pleasing.
there that like have that are proportionate for five. Like that's what I'm trying to tell you. They're proportionate for 5'8", 5'9". Like their body
True.
is the way it's supposed to be.
Makes sense. All
But,
right.
I mean, they're just not long. Yeah.
All right, Manny,
Not like
go ahead.
Like a giraffe.
What was it? My type?
Yeah.
Um, all right. So there's a very specific word. I think I created it, to be honest. Compressed, certified compressed. You can only be certified if it comes from my mouth. Certified compressed basically is you're petite, right? You're short, you're small, you're like five, like 5'1" to like 5'5", all right? But not only that, that doesn't just like that's not it, bro. You don't qualify yet. You gotta have the compressed part is you're kind of thick in the legs or in the upper body, bro.
The
You gotta
arms.
be
She's got
not
massive
the
buys.
arm, just like in the good places. They've got some meat on them.
I
They've got
what are
some
the good places?
You just want something to hold
no,
the
on
don't
to.
say that.
legs, the
What are the
legs,
good places?
the
The leg.
thighs, like the thighs.
Uh-huh.
She's like a KFC order.
Yeah, the badunka dunk.
Breast. The
That
breast is
yeah.
Chicken breast.
Basically, whatever you eat at Popeyes, if that's big on her, then yes, then then she's certified compressed.
The biscuits.
The biscuits, if her biscuits are
The
nice,
the
then
The
she's
honey
wings.
the
certified.
honey glazed biscuits. All
Yes,
right.
sir.
So,
And not only that, bro, but you gotta be like, you can't be like,
do they have
I
to have a
mean,
nicotine addiction?
nah.
see, but all these girls out here have a nicotine addiction.
Yeah, that's
I was
just
just having this conversation.
I
They're all addicted. Like
that's so retarded.
I
they
don't
don't understand that it's not a regular thing everywhere else.
yeah, I don't like I think it's like a cultural thing because like white like I don't want to be like fucked, but like I feel like white people don't have as big of a problem with it. Cause like me, I'm like, oh my God, brother, you're disgusting. You fucking do that
Mhm.
shit. You're disgusting.
What
The
about
friends
girls?
that you describe that are from here, buy them in like like it's Costco, like in bulk, like bulk orders, like boxes of them. Like it's a problem.
Probably just like
Costco?
Pandemic, bro.
it's probably just like back then when everybody was smoking darts. Same thing.
Oi, can I get a ciggy?
And people just want their ciggies.
So this might get like shallow, like murky waters right now, but like, what are your guys' type, as in racially? And be careful what you say, please. I'll go
All right, I'll
first.
go first.
You got it.
I'll go first because I'm already like I already went halfway. You know,
Uh-huh.
since I would probably prefer them to speak Spanish, it would probably be Latina or from like Spain. So that
Wait.
always helps. But I do like some biscuits on. I do like some honey glazed biscuits. I prefer that over the breast. Um, so if that works, I like that. I like light eyes, so that's why I also have an affinity towards white women. But a lot of the white women only have Spanish one like level of like speaking capabilities, so it holds them back. But it's
Milamo.
nobody with blue eyes does not do anyone wrong. But I don't know, Latina with blue eyes from freaking Spain,
Milamo.
blonde hair. I don't know. I'm looking for a unicorn, basically.
So
That's crazy.
I'll go next. For me, it's like, I don't know, the only ones that I like my self preference I see like visually pleasing is like white women and like Latino women. But then again, I also don't want to be fucked right now, but these Latino women like tend to be rowdy, as in like their personality. They're very extra, as one might say. But like, I don't know. Like, if I can meet like a tall Russian woman,
You said
that
it.
that would be
I'm not
ideal.
dating any hot Cheeto women.
Yeah, hot Cheeto girls.
Would you?
That'd be it's a
They're
no-go
not
for
welcome to
me.
the party.
Yeah,
Would you? Those are my favorite.
girls that say bruh, I'm dead.
True.
Period.
Oh no 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 no.
Your
If they
turn,
say
Manny.
period, if they say period, nothing.
That's your favorite, Manny. That's your favorite.
Period.
Your turn, Manny.
What were we talking about?
Uh, yeah,
Latina. That's it. Period.
for show.
Period.
For me, like I
Even
don't
though white girls are more pleasing to look at, Latinas,
like
and that's on period them.
for me, it's like a little they're both at the top, right? But like white women, like they're just a little bit over, because like all my experiences with like ghetto ass bitches. But uh like I don't know, like if I can find like an educated like Latina, that would be like crazy. Like it's over at that point, I think.
I'm I'm too picky when it. Oh, and Asian. I forgot to add that. I'm too picky when it comes to Latinas. Very picky.
I agree.
But okay, where do you think you guys are gonna realistically, like each of you guys,
Probably
like
white.
in the foreseeable future?
Wait, what?
Where do you think you're gonna find these women?
Where?
Yeah, like at college or at like a work in the future, or are
Probably
you gonna pop at a
college.
bar or what?
Nah, bar
Probably,
women. That's some dirty.
probably college.
Yeah, probably college, I'd say. Oh
I
yeah,
think you're gonna find
Elliot,
What are we talking about?
you chime in. You chime in.
What are we talking about?
What's it called? What race like is like
Oh,
your most pleasing?
Elliot likes Mexican e-girls, bro.
nah. Honestly, Asians.
Yeah.
What?
Yes.
Honestly,
Filipino.
Asian.
Pull out the menu, what?
Asian. Asians and Mexicans.
What about
That-
like Asians? Like,
Because he likes
is there
e-girls, like
They're just more attractive. I don't know.
if I can have like my wife walk around in a kimono, that would be pretty cool.
A kimono was that?
Like the little traditional like dresses that they wear, like
But
the silk ones.
nah, I think for me, just Asians and Mexicans.
Mexicans, you're not even gonna broad it to Latina. Broaden.
you
I
would date a
guess,
Colombian lady?
yeah, I get, yeah. I don't know. I don't know. I don't think it really race really matters.
It doesn't matter, but like for me, it's just like preference. I don't know, like personal preference.
Mm.
Like what I like, I think is what I was going for. So is that all we want to add?
Yes.
That's all I have.
Is that all you guys got?
Yes.
All right. I'm going to end the podcast there. Later, beach.